we are going to have a combo box for the course listings, so we'll go on and declare that information. And we'll say something like, I guess, let's see. These are just the courses we got, okay? All right. So we have our strings ready for our course box, okay? All right, so I'm gonna come through and I'm gonna declare me some fields. So we'll have J, text field, name field, ID field, now, the major is gonna be radio buttons, and we're only gonna have NC, management, marketing, and accounting. They can be 4 majors, and I'm gonna make those radio buttons. So in order to keep a grid, I'm gonna have to put those radio buttons on a panel, okay? So I'm gonna create buttons, the panel, the whole shebang. And we'll get the panels in just a minute, okay? But what I will do are the radio buttons. Now, they can only be 1 major at a time. What do I have to do to make sure they can only select 1 radio button at a time? A button group. Yeah. We'll call it major group, because that's what that is. Okay. And then at the bottom, I want 2 buttons. I want a submit button. And a finish button. Okay. Now, as I read the students in and on their courses, okay, I'm going to put them in an array list. So I'll go on and declare my array list. Now we still have a few little things to declare, but let's see where we are so far. Remember, all the building goes in the constructor. Okay. So the first thing we'll always say is the title of the box. We'll call it class schedule. Okay. So if I look at the way I want it to lay out, I've got what are you going to do up here? Add a student or add a course. I need name, ID, they're going to have a major, and then they get to select the courses they want, and then the button field at the bottom. So that's basically, what, 6? So I'm looking at a grid layout. Of 6 by 2. Then all we do goes through and create all of those things we just did. Okay? So we'll start at the top. Add course box. Let's do J check box. I'll add course. Add student box. Let's do J check box. Add student. Okay, that's the first row. Then we need to come in and we can do all our labels. We have name label. major label, action label. Okay. I don't know if we need action label, let's see. Select major. Okay. Okay. And then we can create our course box. And we said, courses. Yeah. Oh, okay. Now, something we didn't do last time, which we will do this time, we have a lot of courses to choose from, okay? So when you do the little arrow down that opens it up, you can tell it how many things you want to show at a time. So let's just show 3 at a time, and then when you do that, you get a little scroll bar that goes up and down, okay? So all you do for that is just course box dot set maximum row count 3. Okay. And that'll give you a scroll bar and all that kind of neat stuff. All right. Okay, we have a name field. Major group. Okay, and then we had all our little buttons to create. So we had NC button, radio button. Then I have to add them to the major group, so they'll be mutually exclusive. Okay. What else? Okay. So I have those radio buttons. I need to put them on a panel, all right, so I can get them over in their little piece. I don't think we declared any panels, so that's fine. Let's come up, we'll declare us a panel. Major panel.
Was you declared major panel?
Yep, J panel, major panel. Okay, so what we're gonna have is 4 buttons. So we have 1 row of 4, so that's a grid layout of 1 4. Okay. Then we have to add buttons to the panel. I'm not sure what we're missing anymore. Let's see what we got to add on and see how we stand. Right. So we said we would do the 2 boxes at the top. Right. So let's add student box, add we said we'd have a name label, name field, that's the second row, ID label, ID field, third row. Okay. What do we say? Okay, so now they get to select a major. We do a, there we go, that's the major label. So now I'll do add major label. And I put all of the choices on that one panel, add major panel. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, okay. And that was select a course was next. Okay. So we know the combo box goes on the right. I did a select label. Okay, that's good. Add select label. Add, what do we call it, course box? I don't know. That's 5. And then my 2 buttons at the bottom makes 6. Let's see what that looks like. Now, we're going to do something a little different. Last time, I had the test case over in a different file. I'm going to put a test case right here. It's just a main, okay? So it can go in any file, all right? So I'm going to come down here inside the class, and we'll just write our main. Okay? So, does anyone remember all the nifty little things we had to do? No. Okay, well, the first thing you want to do is create you an instance of it, right? I'd make y'all go look at it. I cut and pasted all. But let's see if we can remember everything. So we make an instance of it. It was called, before I forget, what was this thing called? Course GUI. Okay, there we go. All right, Course GUI. I don't care, call it whatever you want. All right. Then we have to come in here and we have to set the close operation. So C.set default close operation J frame exit on close. Y'all can just cut and paste the one you've already written and just change course GUI from whatever it was. Okay, then set the size. I think I chose 700 by 250. Maybe a little big, we'll see. Okay, and always set visible. Okay, now what did we not do yet? Anybody remember? Well, I like it showing up in the middle. Remember?
Oh, yeah, the default.
Yeah, so we need to come in here, all right, and set location relative to, no. Okay. So maybe this will come up and show something. If not, I'm sure we can fix it. It won't compile yet. Because if you will note, when I created my array list, I said I was going to use a student class. I got to write one. Well, that's okay. We're going to put it in the same file. Let's just keep going. Okay? What's the rule for classes in Java? In one file? Only one of them can be public. But everything else I can put in there as long as it's not public. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say class student. Notice I don't give it public, I don't give it private, I don't give it anything. Okay? If I don't give it private or public, what is it? What is the access modifier if I don't give it one? No. It's package. Anybody remember that? Maybe, maybe not. All right. Package modifier means anybody in the same directory can see student once I've got it compiled. Okay? Package means anybody in the same directory. In Java, a directory is a package, basically. Okay? I'm going to put it here. Once it gets compiled, it'll be out there. We can use it elsewhere, but we really only need it here. Now, I'm pretty strict about all my rules about building classes. Okay? So it's going to take a minute, but we're going to build it to the complete rules so everybody's familiar with them, even though they're on Blackboard. Okay? All right. Okay. What did we say we had? We had name, ID, okay. Major, thank you. Okay, and each student can have a list of courses. Which are strings. Okay. Okay. All right. Notice that my student variables match what my fields are, because I want to get all that information from them. So we need two constructors. The default constructor sets everything to blanks or zeros. Notice I'm not going to set course list because when I create a student, I don't know what he's taken yet. Okay? If you look at our GUI, I can add a student and I can add a course, but there's nothing that says I can do all of that at the same time. Okay? So we really don't need to set the course list. We're going to have to add them in one at a time. Let's do our second constructor. So we need name, ID, major, and no course list once again. Everybody with me so far on the rules? Okay. Everything needs to get in a set. So here we go. Okay. I'm not going to have a set course list because we're not doing it that way. We're only adding a course at a time, so there's no way to set the whole list. Okay? So I don't have to have that. So that leaves us with get name. Get major. Get ID. However, it would be useful to have a get the course list so you can figure out what courses he has. Okay? So we will do a get course list, and that returns an array list of string. Okay? Easy enough. All right, so we've got to get in a set, except for the set of the course list, which doesn't make sense in this instance. I need my toString now.